When Stargate hit theaters in 1994 and then exploded into TV with SG-1, it launched a universe and a dozen careers with it. For some actors, it was just the beginning. For others, it was the last time they stood in the spotlight. From blockbuster leads to forgotten faces, the Stargate saga left behind more than wormholes and alien tech. It left legacies, both big and small. So who soared and who vanished? Let's dial in and break it down. Kurt Russell. Before Stargate, Kurt Russell was already a big Hollywood star, but his role as Colonel Jack O'Neill in the 1994 movie gave him a new kind of sci-fi fame. He played the part with toughness and emotion, and fans still remember it. After Stargate, Russell's career stayed strong. He starred in action hits like Escape from LA, worked with Quentin Tarantino in The Hateful Eight, and even joined the Marvel Universe in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Russell didn't stick around the Stargate world. He never came back for the TV shows or did fan conventions, but he didn't need to. His movie career never slowed down. For Kurt Russell, Stargate wasn't a big turning point. It was just one more role in a long line of successful ones. James Spader. James Spader played Dr. Daniel Jackson in the original Stargate movie. At the time, he was known for playing strange or smart characters, and this role fit him well. A nerdy archaeologist who unlocks an alien gate. But unlike many others from the film, Spader's career really took off after Stargate. He starred in hit shows like Boston Legal, where he won 3 Emmy Awards, and later became the lead in The Blacklist, which ran for 10 seasons. Spader also joined the Marvel Universe, voicing the villain Ultron in Avengers: Age of Ultron. He became known for his unique voice, intense stare, and quirky charm. Though he never returned to the Stargate world, his time in the film is still remembered by fans. For Spader, Stargate was just the beginning of something much bigger. Amanda Tapping. Amanda Tapping became a fan favorite as Samantha Carter on Stargate SG-1. She played a brilliant scientist and soldier, one of the strongest female characters in science fiction at the time. After the show, she didn't fade away. In fact, she kept growing. Tapping starred in the series Sanctuary and later moved behind the camera. She directed episodes of hit shows like The Flash, Supernatural, Batwoman, and Motherland, Fort Salem. In the sci-fi world, she became known not just as an actress, but as a talented director and producer. She also stayed close to the fans, appearing at conventions and supporting mental health causes. Amanda Tapping turned her Stargate role into a long and respected career, both on and off the screen. Christopher Judge. Christopher Judge played Teal'c, the quiet and powerful alien warrior on Stargate SG-1. With his deep voice and serious presence, he became one of the show's most iconic characters. After SG-1 ended, Judge kept working, but his biggest success came in a surprising way: voice acting. He became the voice of Kratos in the God of War video game series, a role that won him major awards and worldwide recognition. His performance was emotional, intense, and deeply personal, and it showed how talented he really is. Judge also stayed involved with the Stargate community, appearing at fan events and supporting fellow cast members. He may not be on camera as much anymore, but his voice, passion, and presence are bigger than ever. Michael Shanks. Michael Shanks played Dr. Daniel Jackson on Stargate SG-1, taking over the role from James Spader. He started as the team's brain, curious, passionate, and always searching for the truth. Over 10 seasons, Shanks became one of the most important faces of the show. After SG-1, he kept acting steadily. He appeared in shows like Saving Hope, Smallville, and Supernatural. While he never became a huge Hollywood name, he stayed busy in both Canadian and US television. Shanks also directed episodes of Stargate and stayed close to the fandom. He's a great example of an actor who didn't explode after the show but kept working, stayed visible, and earned respect. For fans, he'll always be Daniel, but his career reached far beyond the gate. Claudia Black. Claudia Black joined Stargate SG-1 as Vala Maldoran after becoming known in sci-fi circles for her role as Aaron Sun on Farscape. Vala was introduced as a guest character in Season 8, but later became part of the main cast in the final 2 seasons. Her character added a lighter, more unpredictable dynamic to the team. After Stargate, Black shifted her focus to voice acting, where she found consistent work. She voiced major characters in well-known video games like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Uncharted, Gears of War, and Diablo 4. Her voice became familiar to millions of gamers around the world. She also continued appearing at fan conventions and in some smaller TV projects. While she moved away from on-screen roles, her work remained active within the sci-fi and gaming communities. Terrell Rothery. Terrell Rothery played Dr. Janet Fraser on Stargate SG-1, the team's caring and smart medical officer. She wasn't in every episode, but fans loved her calm strength and deep empathy. Her character's story had one of the show's most emotional moments, and it left a lasting mark. After Stargate, Rothery stayed very active, especially in Canadian TV. She became a regular in Hallmark movies and family dramas like Cedar Cove and Virgin River. She also took on roles in shows like Arrow and Nancy Drew. While she didn't become a global star, she built a strong, steady career. Terrell Rothery is one of those actors you see often, even if you don't always realize it's her. Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges joined Stargate SG-1 in its later seasons as General Hank Landry. Unlike many in the cast, he was already a well-known actor when he arrived, part of a legendary acting family and a star in movies and TV for decades. After Stargate, Bridges kept working non-stop. He appeared in hit shows like Masters of Sex, Homeland, The Millers, and Goliath. He's earned Emmy Awards, Golden Globe wins, and critical praise throughout his career. While Stargate was just a small chapter in his long journey, fans welcomed him as a strong, fatherly leader. Bridges is a rare example of someone whose Stargate role wasn't the peak, just another solid step in a long, respected career. Peter Williams. Peter Williams played Apophis, one of the earliest and most memorable villains on Stargate SG-1. With his golden eyes and calm, deadly voice, he made a big impact, especially in the show's first few seasons. He helped set the tone for the entire series. After Stargate, Williams kept acting, but mostly in smaller films and TV shows, many in Canada or the Caribbean. He didn't land major roles in Hollywood, but he stayed close to the sci-fi world through fan events and conventions. While his name isn't as well known as some of his co-stars, his role as Apophis made him a legend in the Stargate fandom. He may have worked quietly, but he never really disappeared. Tony Amendola. Tony Amendola played Bratok, the wise and fearless Jaffa warrior who mentored Teal'c in Stargate SG-1. His calm strength and quiet wisdom made him a fan favorite, even though he wasn't in every episode. Bratok always brought heart to the story. After Stargate, Amendola kept working steadily. He appeared in many popular shows like Once Upon a Time, The Mask of Zorro, The Mentalist, and CSI. He also did voice work and continued performing in theater, where he began his career. He may not be a household name, but he's one of those actors you recognize right away. Tony Amendola didn't become a star, but he built a respected, long-lasting career doing what he does best: strong, thoughtful characters. Lexa Doig. Lexa Doig joined Stargate SG-1 in the later seasons as Dr. Carolyn Lamb, the smart and no-nonsense medical officer. While her time on the show was short, she made a strong impression. Off-screen, she was also married to co-star Michael Shanks. Doig had already starred in sci-fi series like Andromeda, and after Stargate, she kept working in genre TV. She appeared in shows like Arrow, V-Wars, The Arrangement, and many Hallmark movies. She's never had one breakout role, but she stayed steadily employed and respected. Whether she's in sci-fi, drama, or romance, Doig keeps showing her range. She may not grab headlines, but she's built a solid, lasting career in television. Gary Jones. Gary Jones played Walter Harriman, the loyal and fast-typing technician who was always at the Stargate controls. He wasn't a main character, but fans loved him. Over 10 seasons, Walter became a familiar and trusted face, a quiet hero in the background. After SG-1, Jones continued acting in Canadian TV and comedy. He didn't land big Hollywood roles, but he became a regular at sci-fi conventions and stayed connected to the fan base. He's one of those actors who embraced his role fully. Even without leading roles, Jones made a lasting mark on Stargate, proof that sometimes small parts leave the biggest impressions. Dan Shea. Dan Shea played Sergeant Siler on Stargate SG-1, the unlucky guy always getting shocked, blown up, or knocked over. He didn't have many lines, but fans loved him for the comic relief and his tough guy attitude. But acting was just one part of his job. Behind the scenes, Shea was the show's stunt coordinator. He made sure the action looked real and safe. Before Stargate, he did stunts on MacGyver and many other shows. Shea may not be a big name on screen, but his impact was huge. He helped shape the action of SG-1 and made the dangerous stuff look easy, both in front of and behind the camera. Eric Avari. Eric Avari played Kasuf in the original Stargate movie and later returned for guest appearances in SG-1. As the wise leader of Abydos, he brought warmth and heart to the early story. Even with limited screen time, his presence was memorable. After Stargate, Avari continued working as a character actor in dozens of movies and shows. You've probably seen him in The Mummy, Heroes, Independence Day, or Planet of the Apes. He never played the lead, but he was always there. Reliable, believable, and versatile. Avari's career is a great example of quiet success. He didn't become a star, but he became someone every casting director could count on. Carmen Argenziano. Carmen Argenziano played Jacob Carter, Samantha Carter's father, in Stargate SG-1. His character became part of the Tok'ra, an alien resistance group, and added real emotional depth to the show. Fans loved his mix of strength, wisdom, and fatherly care. Before and after Stargate, Argenziano had a long career as a character actor. He appeared in shows like House, CSI New York, and The West Wing, and had roles in films like The Godfather Part 2. He wasn't famous, but he was always working. Carmen passed away in 2019, but left behind a huge list of roles. He was the kind of actor who made everything he was in just a little bit better. Richard Dean Anderson. Before Stargate SG-1, Richard Dean Anderson was already a household name thanks to his iconic role as MacGyver. So when he took on the part of Jack O'Neill, it brought instant credibility to the show. His version of O'Neill was funny, sharp, and deeply human, a mix of leadership and sarcasm that helped define the tone of SG-1 from the start. Anderson led the show for 8 seasons, then slowly stepped back from acting to focus on raising his daughter and enjoying a quieter life. He made a few guest appearances in Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe, but for the most part, he retired from Hollywood. He didn't chase more roles or try to rebrand himself. He simply walked away, satisfied with what he'd accomplished. And fans respected that. Even in retirement, Richard Dean Anderson remains a beloved figure in sci-fi, proof that sometimes stepping back is just as powerful as staying in the spotlight. Corin Nemec. Corin Nemec joined Stargate SG-1 in Season 6 as Jonas Quinn, stepping in when Michael Shanks briefly left the show. It was a tough role to fill, but Nemec gave the character heart and energy. Some fans warmed up to him, others missed Daniel Jackson. After Stargate, Nemec kept acting, but mostly in low-budget films, TV movies, and guest roles. He also worked behind the scenes and appeared at science fiction conventions. His mainstream career didn't grow the way many expected. While he stayed active in smaller projects, Nemec never really found another major breakout role. Still, he made the most of his time on SG-1, and fans of that season continue to support him. J.R. Bourne. J.R. Bourne played Martouf, a Tok'ra ally, in Stargate SG-1. He wasn't in many episodes, but his calm, thoughtful performance stood out. Fans still remember his emotional scenes with Samantha Carter. After Stargate, Bourne stayed active in TV, landing recurring roles in shows like Teen Wolf, Mayans MC, and The 100. He worked steadily, but mostly under the radar. Though he never became a household name, he built a solid career. He's one of those actors you recognize, even if you don't always remember his name. Stargate gave him a boost, but his career stayed more low-key than star-driven. Anna Louise Plowman. Anna Louise Plowman played Osiris, a powerful Goa'uld who disguised herself as a human scientist. Her character added mystery and danger to Stargate SG-1, and her performance was cold, clever, and memorable. After Stargate, Plowman acted mostly in the UK, appearing in shows like Doctor Who, Black Sails, and various theater productions. She never became a major name in film or television, but kept working quietly. Though her role in Stargate was short-lived, fans remember Osiris as one of the show's best villains. Plowman didn't chase fame. She chose a quieter career path, mostly outside the spotlight. Jay Davidson. Jay Davidson played the villain Ra in the original Stargate movie. His performance was mysterious and powerful, giving the film a truly otherworldly feel. Before that, he was nominated for an Oscar for his breakout role in The Crying Game. But after Stargate, Davidson walked away from Hollywood. He didn't enjoy fame or the attention that came with acting. He chose a private life instead, working in fashion and staying out of the public eye. Though his acting career was brief, it left a mark. In just 2 films, Jay Davidson became unforgettable, and then disappeared completely by choice. Vaitiare Bandera. Vaitiare Bandera played Shar, Daniel Jackson's wife, in the early seasons of Stargate SG-1. Her role was emotional and important to the story, especially in shaping Daniel's character. Though her screen time was limited, fans remember her for bringing heart to the show's beginning. After Stargate, Bandera acted in a few other projects but slowly stepped away from Hollywood. She focused on family life and personal projects, rarely appearing on screen again. While her acting career was short, her impact on Stargate was lasting. Char's story stayed with fans, and so did the actress who played her with such warmth. Don S. Davis. Don S. Davis played General George Hammond, the calm and trusted leader of Stargate Command. He brought strength, wisdom, and heart to the team, a father figure fans truly respected. His steady presence grounded the show, even during its wildest moments. Davis had a long acting career before Stargate, including roles in Twin Peaks and dozens of TV series. Sadly, he passed away in 2008, just 1 year after SG-1 ended. His career didn't fade, it ended far too soon. But to fans, General Hammond is forever. So, which Stargate actor's journey surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and tell us who you think had the best post-Stargate career, or who deserved more. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.